Here we'll discuss the term permeability. To understand the term permeability, we'll recap the definition of petroleum reservoir. So we had already discussed that reservoir is a subsurface rock body which has commercial quantity of hydrocarbons and have two properties. That is, the first one, it should be porous, and second, it should be permeable. Regarding the first property, that is porosity, we have already discussed. Now we'll discuss the second property of the reservoir rock, that is permeability. So we can define permeability as the measurement of a rock's ability to transmit fluids. It is typically measured in darcies or millidarcies and is denoted by K. To understand the concept of permeability, consider this diagram. Here we have a rock formation which have three sections. In this first section, the grains of the rock are interconnected in such a way that there is no void space between these grains. So there are no void spaces, there are no pores, so definitely they are not connected, so there is not the ability of the rock to transmit the fluids. So for this portion of the rock, we will say that there is no permeability in the rock. The second part of the rock, here we have pores, but these pores are not connected, so this portion will also not permeable. And the third portion, here we have pores and these pores are interconnected. It means that fluid can be passed through this part of the rock, so we will call this part as the permeable portion of the rock. Here we can see in this diagram again that the permeability is the ability of the rock to transmit fluid. That is, here we can see that fluid is able to flow from this side to this side. That is, the pores are interconnected. So the measure of this interconnectedness is actually the permeability. Next point is permeability varies from rock to rock. For example, sandstone have very good permeability and shale have less permeability. That is the reason that sandstone is a good reservoir rock and shale acts as a source rock. It is very important rock property because it controls the flow rate of the reservoir fluids in the formation. So we can say that the application of the permeability is in the calculation of the flow rate of the reservoir from the reservoir to the well. Permeability was first defined by Henry Darcy in 1856. The major factors which affect the permeability include grains shape, grains distribution, that is sorting, and packing of grains. These are the three major factors which affect the permeability. We will discuss these factors one by one in separate tutorials. Time being, you just have to understand that these are the three factors which affect the permeability. So here we'll see the types of permeability. The first type of permeability is the absolute permeability, and absolute permeability is defined as the measurement of the permeability when the rock is filled only with a single fluid or there is only one phase in the rock. Then the permeability will be classified as absolute permeability. The second type is the effective permeability, and effective permeability is the ability to preferentially flow or transmit a particular fluid through a rock when other immiscible fluids are present in the reservoir. For example, effective permeability of a gas in a gas water reservoir. Simply, effective permeability will be discussed when there is a multi-phase flow. That is, the rock have more than one phases of the fluid present in it. The relative saturation of the fluids as well as the nature of reservoir affect the effective permeability. Relative permeability is the ratio of effective permeability of a particular fluid at a particular saturation to absolute permeability of that fluid at total saturation. If a single fluid is present in a rock, its relative permeability will definitely be equal to 1 because it is the ratio of the effective permeability to the absolute permeability. Calculation of relative permeability allows for comparison of different abilities of fluid to flow in the presence of each other. Since the presence of more than one fluid generally inhibits flow. So this is the important point we have to understand in this complete slide, is that when there will be more than one fluid, the ability of flow of a single fluid will be affected in the presence of an other fluid. So talking about the measurement, the first technique which is used for the measurement is the coring. We take coring from the field and then we perform lab testing and we find permeability. Second technique is well logging, and the third technique is well testing. That was a discussion of permeability. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next tutorial.